a few little rounds with like the lasso guard. That's just keep things fresh, gives us opportunity to revisit what we learned a couple of weeks ago. Going back to last week's class, Jake creates the angle. Okay, so once we're in this position, the first thing that I can do to help kind of defend a little bit once we're here is what? Posture up, potentially, but if he's got this hand on the shoulder, posturing up could be quite difficult. We'll come back to that in a second though. Any others? Angle. So I can take the angle away. So Jay's created a really good angle. So when his head comes over this way, it's very easy for him to bring his leg over the top of my head, okay, without having to force my head. So I can make this much more difficult by making Jay come back to this angle. Now obviously forcing Jay to do that's going to be quite difficult. So to get my angle back, I'm just going to come back on the side and try and get into the middle. Okay, so our noses are aligned. Okay. Okay. So our noses are now aligned down. I've taken the angle away. What's the next thing I can do? Yeah. So get rid of this isolation. So my arm's isolated now. So if we get rid of that isolation, he's no longer got control of that arm. Yeah. Typically, what comes next is posture. Yeah. So posture, isolation, angle. Okay. What happens when all of that goes to pot level? So it creates a really good angle and he whips that leg over the top. Okay. So what do I need to do to help prevent the armbar or the possibility of being put on my back? Pressure. Okay, so if I keep him stacked, he can't extend my arm, can he? Okay, so that's the problem. Anytime he extends my arm, that's when he's going to break my arm. So if I keep weight on top, it's a lot harder for him to do that. Okay, so that's our next bit. Okay, so Jay creates my posture, he isolates my arm, he creates an angle, he then gets into this armbar position. I need to fight back by creating pressure, okay, and stacking him. And this is what this position is. It's a stacked position. Can everyone see what I'm doing with my knee as well? Okay, kind of put my knee behind his bum because this helps kind of keep him in a stacked position. All right. If my knee's not here, it's really easy for Jason to now start really driving him with his heels because my stack isn't strong. Once this knee goes behind his bum, it's a lot easier to keep your weight on top. All right, so we're just gonna not apply loads of pressure, but we're just gonna make sure that my body and my head are pressing down, yeah, preventing his ability to be able to straighten up. We can also grab the gi, the arm, just to keep that pressure down, okay? So we're just gonna get used to being in a stacked position. Not on his neck, okay, on his shoulder blades. If we go over towards his neck, he can actually create an angle and start getting that arm anyway. So he can start spinning underneath. So it's not necessarily a good thing having all that weight over his neck. It's better to have it on the shoulders, yeah, with like a sandwich, pressing his knees and his thighs in towards his chest. Okay? So we're just gonna have a practice of that. Start off with a light amount of pressure, okay? And then let the person try to finish the arm bar. Okay? Not hard, but just slowly applying a little more pressure each time. Because there are slight adjustments which you'll have to work out by yourself. There's no way that I can break down all these little micro adjustments that you end up doing. So this is why we get into the position, we remember pressure. Pressure goes down, doesn't it? We can't create pressure by going away. Okay? So this is why posture, get away, pressure, apply force into whatever we're applying pressure. Make sense? You all thought school was over with, didn't you? So, here we go. On 3. 1, 2, 3.